Greetings of love, peace, and power. My name is John Jackson. I was given the name Kofi Donkor by an African king when I visited Ghana. It's a name that reflects humility, adaptability, charisma, and purpose. After traveling to Africa and reflecting deeply on my life's journey, I came to a powerful realization. Much of what we've been taught about ourselves is incomplete and in many cases intentionally distorted. From that awakening emerged a book that I've written of poems and essays I've entitled Thoughts of a Newly Awakened Mind 2.0. And in addition to the book, I created an online course as a journey of discovery to help others reclaim their African identity and heal from the years of miseducation we've been subjected to. This is not just a course, but an 8-week journey designed to help the newly awakened uncover that hidden history that will bring clarity of thought and purpose. It can be an aid to educators ready to transform curriculum and other leaders committed to historical truth. And while it's structured as an 8-week journey, it's completely self paced because healing cannot be rushed. Miseducation is not simply a lack of information. It is the systemic distortion and omission of African history designed to damage how we see ourselves and our place in the world. Carter G. Woodson, the father of Black history, wrote, "The mere imparting of information is not education. Above all things, education must be the effort that results in making a man think and do for himself." This online journey helps you recognize the impact of miseducation and the need to re examine so much of what was taught to us and about us. Erasure happens in three ways: a deletion, distortion, and the single story. When complex civilizations are reduced to stereotypes, when African history begins as slavery, when contributions are omitted from global narratives, the result is disconnection. But once you see the architecture, you can no longer be confined by it. Once you learn, understand, and fully embrace the fact that the first human being on this planet was a melanated African, and that Africans were the only people on the planet for approximately the first 200,000 years of human existence. To believe that during those 200,000 plus years that Africans didn't do anything of substance and significance during that time, well, that's ridiculous. It's time to tear off that false story and toss it in the garbage bin. African people shaped civilization, science, spirituality, governance, and culture. This course changes the narrow narrative that limits our story to suffering and restores the depth, brilliance, and continuity of African contributions to humanity. Art is a spiritual, scientific set of principles to live by. The principles of truth, justice, righteousness, balance, harmony, order, and reciprocity, when practiced, will promote cosmic harmony. It's not a religion, but a way of life, and will help to undistort the distortions of humanity that have become so normalized. Ubuntu, in short, translates to I am because we are. To take it a little deeper, the, du- the Zulu Declaration states the universe is infinite and uninterrupted consciousness in which all things have their origin. It is forever evolving in response to the nature of its consciousness. Ultimately, I and you are results of the consciousness of the universe. The universe and I are inseparable. I cannot exist outside of the universe because there is nothing outside of it. Everything is inside the universe. The universe is an infinite cluster of clusters of itself. It is a whole, however, and cannot be anything other than whole. Without me, without you, it is not whole. I am alive because the universe is alive. In short, I am because we are. Umoja is a Swahili word meaning unity. It is the first principle of Kwanzaa, which expands it to say that we are to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. And that's how we build and secure collective restoration. We cannot heal what we refuse to examine. The Ma'afa, sometimes called the African Holocaust, or the more common reference, the transatlantic slave trade. The fact is, it's had generational impact that created fractures that still echo today. But we don't study it to dwell in victimhood. We study it because we need to understand the roots of the division, the disparity, the racial bias, and the inequity that's still so prevalent to this very day. So the objective is we want to be able to participate in repairing the injustice of it all. This program, or this journey, includes 8 modules, 24 focused lessons, 3 lessons per module. Each lesson builds awareness, challenges assumptions, and guides reflection. You move through this journey at your own pace, but however you move, move with intention. The objective of this journey is not to reach a particular destination or final conclusion. It's a methodology that will encourage you to think critically and develop an awareness to know when to question a thing, recognize when something doesn't seem right or is missing important information, and then to seek other sources of information not found in the standard system of education. I also, in this course, want to encourage people to seek out other people that have the information you won't normally find in the standard American school or public library. Authors, educators, and historians like John Hendrik Clark, Joseph Ben Jochannan, Asa Hilliard, Tony Browder, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, Dr. Joy DeGruy. And there's so many others that tell the stories you need to hear. But then you have to take time, however, to process it all. Do a little self-reflection. And in the process, let the healing begin. The goal here is not to simply acquire a bunch of knowledge. The intent is to spark an awakening that will leave you with a restored sense of cultural heritage, a sharper critical awareness, and practical strategies for personal healing and community restoration. My friends, this is what it means to cultivate a newly awakened mind. This journey of awakening is mentally, emotionally, and yes, spiritually enriching. It begins with a decision. Invest in yourself and enroll in this 8-week course of cultural awareness and begin the journey. Engage and immerse yourself in the process. This is not just information, it is transformation. The thoughts of a newly awakened mind, an overdue resurrection of the ancestral kind, knowledge of self realigned, redesigned, no longer drifting away from the battle lines that redefine survival in these troubling times. Love, peace, and power. Live up and begin the journey.